previous class we have discussed regarding the generation of computers. Among that we have discussed the first generation of computer and ENIAC, EDVAC and UNIVAC. Now we are going to discuss regarding the second generation of computers. Second generation. Okay, it is from 1956 to 1963. In this generation, transistors were used. Transistors were used. Okay. So now, in the first generation, the most commonly used device is the vacuum tube. But here in second generation, the commonly used device in the place of vacuum tubes are the transistors. Okay. See now the second generation computers. The second generation of computers witnessed the vacuum tubes by replacing okay, witness the vacuum tubes being replaced by transistors. Okay, in the place of vacuum tubes, okay, transistors are used in second generation computers. Okay, why these transistors are used in place of vacuum tubes combinations? The transistors are so far superior than vacuum tubes. Or it may be written as superior to the vacuum tubes. Okay. Superior to the vacuum tubes. Okay, allowing the computer more economic, more fast, okay, economic, allowing the computer to become more, instead of this, to become smaller, okay, faster and economic efficient Okay, these transistors, they are very much superior than that of vacuum tubes. Okay, in functioning, working and also in many other ways. Okay, the transistors are superior in their work and in other ways than the vacuum tubes. So these transistors have made the computers. Okay, they have reduced the size of the computer and they have increased the speed of computer and they have given more economic efficient. Okay, economic energy efficient. economic, energy efficient. Okay, performance is good, improved performance, then improved speed and reduce the size of the computer. So transistors have done all these changes in the second generation computers, and then more reliable than the first generation computers, and more reliable than the first generation computers. Okay, improved the performance of computer in many ways. Just like the first generation computers were acquiring a large space, okay, and they will produce lot of heat, and they were doing only one calculation at one time. But here in second generation, okay, vacuum tubes are replaced by transistors. Okay, in place of vacuum tubes, transistors were used. So these transistors have made the computer to become faster in speed and reduced the size of computer and reduce the production of heat, okay, and reduce the consumption of electricity. Apart from that, more economic, energy efficient, and all these improvements have done by the transistors for the second generation of computers. Sometimes, okay, here one thing is common. Sometimes the heat generation, okay, may lead to malfunctioning. Okay, here in this generation, second generation also, okay, the malfunctioning process is continued sometimes, okay, and then the second generation computers, okay, when writing some other words, the second generation computers, the second generation computers have moved from assembly level language to machine level language to assembly level language. Okay, the first generation computers, they were only working on machine level language, okay, but the second generation computers, okay, they are working from machine level language to assembly level language. Little changes have done here. Come the last point we shall going to see now. The last point here is they use punched cards for input and printouts for output. As in first generation, here no changes were made among inputs and outputs. Punched cards are using as input, okay, punched cards are using for input and printouts are using for output. So these things are regarding the second generation of computers. The period is from 1956 to 1963. Okay, this period is called as the second generation of computers. Mainly used the devices are the transistors. Here we need to remember this thing. In the first generation, vacuum tubes were used, but in second generation, transistors are used. Come now, we shall see regarding the third generation of computer. Before moving to third generation, I will like to show you the transistors, how they look like. See, these are transistors. They are used in the second generation of computers. Now we shall see regarding the third generation of computers. Third generation. Okay, this is from 1964 to 1971. Here, integrated circuits were used. Integrated circuits. They are also called as ICs. Okay, IC, integrated circuits were used in this generation. Come, we shall see what are the changes have made in the third generation of computers. What are those changes and how these computers are effective than the first generation and the second generation of computer. When compared to first and second generation, third generation computers have a lot of improvements. Come, we shall see what are those improvements, and based on those improvements, how the performance of third generation computers was. Come, we shall see. The first point is the use of integrated circuits. Integrated circuits. Okay, this integrated circuit can be called as IC. Has left its mark in third generation of computers. In third generation of computers. Okay, integrated circuits are used in the third generation of computers. Come, we shall see what are these integrated circuits. We have seen the vacuum tubes and transistors. Now we are going to see the integrated circuits. Come, the next point will clearly explain you what is meant by the integrated circuit. The transistors made smaller in size and placed in a silicon chip. So transistors, okay, they are made smaller in size. The size of the transistors is decreased, and those transistors are placed in a silicon chip. This silicon chip itself is called as integrated circuit, that is IC. Hope you have understood the integrated chip, and which dramatically increased the speed and efficiency of computers. speed and efficiency of computers. Okay, which has increased the speed and efficiency of computers? These integrated chips. Okay, the silicon chips, which are called as the integrated circuits. These ICs have increased the speed of computer and efficiency of the computer. And now next point is going to be completely changed regarding about the first generation and the second generation of computers. If when I write the third one, then you will come to know, okay, that what are the changes a big change has done in the third generation. So what is the big change? You will come to know in this point. See, keyboards and monitors are used in place of punched cards and printouts, as we have discussed in the first and second generation. Okay, there were punched cards and printouts are used for inputs and outputs, but here keyboards are used for input and monitors are used as outputs. Okay, keyboards and monitors are used in place of punched cards and printouts for input and output. So these are the things about the third generation of computers. Okay, and the last point we have left, that is, now I am going to write here space is there, sum of LSICs. Okay, LSIC means large scale integrated circuits. Okay, and VLSIC. This means very large scale integrated circuits. Very large scale integrated circuits are used in third generation. Okay, large scale integrated circuit. There are LSICs, large scale integrated circuit, and VLSICs. It means very large scale integrated circuits. So these are the changes. A big change is that here, in place of punched cards and printouts for our input and output, in the third generation, keyboards are used and monitors are used. Keyboards for giving inputs to the computer and monitors for taking output from the computer. As now we are using. Okay, we will use keyboard to input anything, data or information to the computer, and we will use monitor to see the output of our given input. See, these are called as the integrated circuits, which you call as ICs. So they are used in the third generation computers, and many of the transistors size have been reduced and they are placed in these silicon chips, which called as integrated circuit. As you have seen, the integrated chips which were used in the third generation of computers. Now we are going to discuss regarding the fourth generation. Fourth generation. This is 1971 to present. Okay, 1971 to till now. Okay, and this microprocessors are used. Microprocessors are used in the fourth generation. Come we shall see regarding the fourth generation of computer. The microprocessors, the microprocessor brought forth the fourth generation of computers. Okay, microprocessors have brought forth. Brought forth means improved a lot in the fourth generation of computers. Come we shall see what is that improvement compared with previous three generations. Here the improvements are very lot. Come we shall see what are these. The integrated circuits. Okay, we can write like this with that. The integrated circuits are reduced in size. Are reduced in size and placed thousands of integrated circuits. Thousands of integrated circuits in a silicon chip. As a third generation. Okay, vacuum tubes size was transistor size was reduced and they have placed in a single silicon chip called as integrated circuit. But in fourth generation, okay, the size of integrated circuits are reduced. Okay, they are reduced in size and placed thousands of integrated circuits. Okay, in a small silicon chip, and now this silicon chip is called as the microprocessors. Hope you have understood. Now I am going to show you the picture of the microprocessor. Then you will clearly understand what actually the microprocessor is. Okay, when I show you the microprocessor, then you will come to know what actually the microprocessor means and how it works. And now the next point is, okay, as these small computers became more powerful. Computers became more powerful, and they can able to form a network. Okay, later I will discuss about fourth generation in detail. Now you write down the points. Powerful, and they could be linked. They could be linked together. They could be linked together to form a network. To form a network. It means the computers which we are using nowadays. These computers are called as the fourth generation computers. Under these computers we are using the microprocessor. So they are very small in size. Okay, nowadays we are using small computers, just like we are using laptop. It is a smaller one. And in later, in types of computer, after this topic, after generation, in types of computer you will going to discuss. Among those types, okay, you will be discussing regarding the size of the computers and all. There you can able to see how many types of smaller computers are there and all. Okay, computers, they are more powerful, increase speed, okay, require small space, consume less electricity, and produces very less heat, okay, and all these things. So they are powerful, and calculation speed is very high, storage capacity is high, and all these things. So they could link it together. If these computers will frame a link among these computers, then that will become a network. Okay, that will become a network. In later topics, I am going to explain you what is meant by network. Then you will remember, then you will understand what actually the network means. But now just remember to form a network. And the last point here is which network, okay, of network, which eventually led to the formation of internet. Okay, now this is the thing which we are using. Okay, they are small computers, they are more powerful. Okay, and then if they link it together to form a network, and eventually it led to the formation of the internet, or in other words we can call it as the development of internet. Okay, now I am going to show you the microprocessor. And one more thing regarding microprocessor, that is, see, this is the microprocessor, and three names it is having. Okay, one, it is called as microprocessor. Number two, this can also be called as just a processor, and number three, this can also be called as the CPU, which is the central processing unit. Okay, so many integrated circuits, thousands of integrated circuits have been reduced and placed just in this small silicon chip. So these are the microprocessors. See, in this microprocessor, name has given, company is Intel, and the model of the microprocessor is Core i7. Okay, microprocessors are of different names. Okay, companies are different: Intel, Asus, AMD, IBM, and many more. And also the microprocessors have developed from Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 4. Okay, then after that dual core. Okay, then core to duo. After that quad core. Then after quad core, core i3. In core i3 generations are different. After that core i5. In core i5 generations are different. Now core i7 is the running microprocessor, which is of very high speed and effective performance. So these are the things regarding the fourth generation of computers. Now we have left with the last thing, that is the fifth generation of computers. Okay, come we shall see about the fifth generation of computers. Fifth generation. Okay, this generation is about, okay, present, what now run, those present and beyond. Okay, next, whatever the things will come, whatever the changes are going to be done in the computers, they are, okay, present and next changes. They are called as fifth generation. Basically, this fifth generation working based on artificial intelligence. artificial intelligence, and they can also be called as robotics. Robotics. Okay. Robotics. Now we shall going to see regarding the fifth generation of computers. Okay, fifth generation of computers. Fifth generation of computers. Okay, based on what they are working, based on artificial intelligence, based on artificial intelligence. Based on artificial intelligence, these fifth generation computers are working. Are still in their developmental stage. Developmental stage. It means they are still developing. Okay, based on artificial intelligence. Okay, they are still developing, not fully developed. They are on the stages of development. Okay, next one, fifth generation computers. Fifth generation computers come close to okay, fifth generation computers come close to bridge. Okay, bridge the gap between bridge computing and thinking. Computing and thinking. Okay, this means they are very for us. Okay, in short span of time we are going to, okay, mingle or join with the robotics, the fifth generation of computers. Okay, according to our thinking they do computing. So these type of generations are on the stages of development. Okay, these type of computers are on the stages of development. So these are things regarding your generations of computers. In the next topic we are going to discuss about the classification of computers. If you have any doubts regarding this class, you can ask me personally. Thank you.